Hey guys, do you notice anything different about me? As you can see, I've had a bit of a haircut. I chopped like this much off and it feels so good and so light, and it's just really nice to have a change. I actually have had a similar haircut to this before. You guys probably remember a while back, and it always takes me a while to get used to it because I'm so used to the long hair. But right now I am used to it and I love it, and it's so much more practical, especially with a little baby. Luca was always pulling at my long hair and he was getting it wrapped around his fingers, and I was getting so sick of just finding my hair everywhere. And also, like 3 months postpartum, I always start shedding my hair. It's like a hormonal thing. I was looking back at some of my videos and I was thinking, oh man, the long hair just kind of like drags my face down. I need a change. And so yeah. So anyway guys, enough about the short hair. I just wanted to sit down, connect with you all, and answer some more of the questions that you left me on Instagram. So a couple of weeks ago I answered some of your questions and there were so many more to answer, so I thought I would answer some of the questions I didn't answer last time. So this is just going to be a super chilled, relaxed video, a very chit-chatty kind of video. The kids are at the playground with Rob right now, and I thought it was just a good chance to sit down and answer some questions. Okay guys, so one of the questions you left me is, do you actually have any German friends, or are all your friends fellow expats? And the answer is yes, I do have German friends, and it took me quite a long time to actually make these friends. As I mentioned, it can be quite hard to connect initially with Germans. It takes a while to form friendships here. In New Zealand, it's really easy to make friends, but in Germany, you have to kind of work at your friendships. But I have to say, I have a couple of really quite close German friends who I treasure and who I just love. And I'm so lucky to have them in my life. I also have some really wonderful expat friends in Germany who I treasure also. So one of my good German friends, you may actually remember her from a video I made a while back. It was a DNA video and she was in this video. Her name is Helen and she was my neighbor for many years. She was actually around at my house a couple of days ago because our daughters are really good friends. They really love playing together, and Helen came over for a coffee and we had lots of snacks and a huge big catch up because we hadn't seen each other for quite a while because of Corona, and it was so nice to see her. So Helen and I, we actually just speak English with each other because her English is so good, and we are really used to speaking English with each other. I have a couple of other German friends who we just speak German with each other, so our whole friendship is based in German, which is really great. I love that. I love that I'm able to practice speaking German. So Helen I met because she was my neighbor for many years, but a few of my other German friends I met through my kids. Like our kids have become friends and then we've slowly built up a friendship. Next question, are you still enjoying living in your new house? And the answer is yes, absolutely. We love this house. So for those of you who don't know, we recently built a house here in Germany. It was a long, excruciating process, which I have rambled about in many videos. I have to say it was 100% worth it. The blood, sweat and tears that went into it. There is absolutely no regrets, and we love living here. Another question, this is one that I get asked all the time. I've answered it before, but since I get asked this all the time, I will answer it again. Will you ever move to New Zealand with your family? And the answer is maybe. We are keeping our options open, as I always say. There is a possibility that we will one day move to New Zealand. Right now we're living in Germany and we will be here for quite a few years, but I'm definitely not ruling out living in New Zealand. Next question, I love your content, thank you so much. Do your children have dual citizenship? And the answer is, unfortunately, at the moment, they only have German citizenship, but we are getting into their New Zealand citizenship really soon. I've left it way too long because there hasn't really been a need. Since we're living in Germany, they've got a German passport and they just use that to travel to New Zealand, but it would be really nice for them to have both the New Zealand and German citizenship, and it's super easy. We just have to fill out a form and you do have to pay a little bit, and now I've got 3 kids, it will be quite expensive, but there is a bit of a fee. I can't remember exactly how much it is, but we have to pay for that, and if we want to get them passports also, it's extra. I don't know why we've left it so long, it just hasn't really been urgent for us. So we have to fill out a form, and there's a few bits and pieces we need to do and send it off, and it'll be super easy for them to get their New Zealand citizenship. But they still consider themselves Kiwi since they have a Kiwi mum, and you know, soon we will sort that out. Next question, are you a German citizen? And the answer is no, I am not a German citizen. I am a permanent German resident. So I have most of the same rights as a German citizen, except I am not officially a German citizen. The reason why I'm not going for my German citizenship is that it's not possible to also have my New Zealand citizenship and have a German citizenship. And I am absolutely not prepared to give up my New Zealand citizenship. I think there are some ways of maybe getting around it. I'm not quite sure of how to do that. I need to look into it, because I would love to be a German citizen, but as I said, I don't want to give up my New Zealand citizenship. But for now, I feel incredibly grateful to be a permanent resident of Germany. Do you want another child? And the answer is, I'm never going to say never, because we said that we didn't want a third child, and we have Luca and we wouldn't change him for the world. But in saying that, we have absolutely no plans for a fourth child. We are so happy and content with our 3 children. We definitely have our hands full right now, and a fourth child is definitely not on the cards. But as I said, never say never. Why do you call yourself an expat when in fact you are an immigrant like the rest of them? Okay. Honestly, I call myself an expat. I call myself a foreigner, an immigrant. I don't mind what I'm referred to as. I get a lot of comments where people are really kind of snarky and rude to me about the fact that I call myself an expat. I am no different from any other foreigner or expat in this country. Just because I come from an English-speaking country, I don't consider myself privileged in any way. I am just like every other person who has moved to Germany. I just prefer the word expat because I feel like it sounds a little bit more sort of flexible, a little bit more chilled out, rather than an immigrant is sort of like you go to that country and you are staying in that country. For me, I like to keep my options open. Maybe one day we will end up living in New Zealand. And I feel like expat maybe fits me a little bit more in the sense that we may not be forever in Germany, we may be, but it just seems a little bit more relaxed, expat. When are you going to make another video just speaking German? I get this in every questions and answers video, and the answer is I need to make a video speaking German really soon. I always avoid it only because I just feel uncomfortable speaking German on camera. I speak German every single day in my regular life. The minute I go outside the door, I'm speaking German with whoever I come into contact with, but for some reason I struggle with speaking German on camera because I know that I have a strong accent. The reason I don't make very many videos in German, I just don't like the way I sound when I listen to it back. I'm just like, oh my goodness. You know, when I'm speaking in my daily life, I don't have to hear myself again. Speaking German, I don't have to hear it replayed, and you know, I say something and that's that. But when I have to make a video, then it's recorded forever and I can hear all of my pronunciation mistakes and that kind of thing. But whenever I do make videos speaking German, you guys are so encouraging and so sweet and lovely, and it does make me want to speak more German in my videos. So I really think I need to bite the bullet and start speaking more German in my videos, regardless of how I sound. Okay, next question. Have you or any of your family members been vaccinated against COVID-19? Okay, I think this is quite a controversial question because I know there are a lot of anti-vaxxers out there. I am not one of them. I respect your decision if you are one of these people, but I'm not. And so I personally have not been vaccinated yet, but I am on the waiting list to be vaccinated. My husband, Rob, was vaccinated yesterday. He had his first shot through work, and he has to wait, I think it's 6 weeks, don't quote me on that, before he gets his next COVID shot. And so far he's feeling absolutely fine. He hasn't had any symptoms, or he's feeling fine. Also, my mother and father-in-law have been vaccinated. That was done through my mother-in-law's work, and my sister-in-law has been vaccinated. And so my sister-in-law is deaf. I think I may have mentioned that she is 100% deaf. And she was on the high priority list in Germany because of her disability. So she was able to be vaccinated pretty early on, which was really great for her. And so I hope this question doesn't get too controversial. You know, whatever your decision is, that's your personal decision. And this is my decision, that I want to be vaccinated. I want to be able to travel as soon as possible to New Zealand, and I think when I am vaccinated, that is one step further. Another question is, how are you feeling about the whole corona situation in Germany? Is it getting better? So I think a lot of you already know how I feel about the whole situation. It's been really, really tough. You know, having small children during this pandemic with lockdown, also the fact that I can't visit my family in New Zealand, that they can't visit me, I've just had a baby, all of that, it's been incredibly difficult, and I have talked about this a lot in my previous videos, but I do feel like things are starting to get better. You know, it's starting to warm up a little bit in Germany. Outdoor hospitality is now open, which is amazing. It's a huge part of German culture to, you know, go to beer gardens and hang out outside and have ice cream, and that part of German culture is slowly coming back, which is really, really nice. The restrictions in Germany seem to be loosening up a little bit, and I'm starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel, so I'm just hoping and praying that everything slowly starts to get better. We just all have to stay positive. That's all we can do, and take one day at a time, I guess. Okay guys, so I hope that I answered some of your questions. I even got more questions than that, and I don't have time to answer all of them, so I will save them for another video. I think it's quite nice just once in a while to have one of these questions and answers videos. I hope you guys, you know, like them. I hope you don't find them too boring. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I would love you to consider subscribing to my channel. Feel free to connect with me on Instagram, and I will see you again really soon. Bye!